Welcome to our Locked It series where we share with you how our brokers achieve record-breaking prices for our sellers. And if you're an owner, you're a property owner who's looking to check out what's your property valuation, you can scan the QR code here and we will send you a detailed analysis for free. So today, we have Jerralyn again, who just sold a 4-bedroom unit at Riverfront, TOP in 2023, second floor unit.
Yes.
Jerralyn, can you just share with us a little bit? Was this unit difficult to sell? Okay, before that, how did this owner contact us?
I mean, every unit, there will always be their own challenges. Not every unit is perfect to all buyers.
Okay.
So how we first got to meet this owner was very interesting because previously we were selling another 2-bedroom in Riverfront Residences.
Okay.
And we did a home tour video and he saw our ads on that video.
Okay.
And before that, we were also selling another unit in District 19 in Heron Bay. Which was a 4-bedroom EC, and we also ran ads on that. And he also saw our home tour video on Heron Bay.
Okay, that's how he contacted you lah.
He saw our video on Heron Bay and he saw our video on Riverfront Residences, and that was when he decided to contact and reach out to us to help him with his listing.
Okay.
So when we first met, he shared with us his plans on what the reason for him selling was because he wanted to buy into a landed home because their family has gotten their citizenship. And they are now able to buy a landed, and he wanted to enter into the landed home or the landed market now when they still have the opportunity before the price continue to increase.
Okay.
So this was when we met up with them. We did a price analysis, and then that was when I found out that there may be a potential challenge because of the lack of transaction for the 4-bedroom in Riverfront Residences.
Okay.
Of a similar size. So in Riverfront Residences, background is there are 2 different types of layouts for 4-bedroom.
Okay.
We have the 4-bedroom compact and we have the 4-bedroom premium. And the last time a premium was transacted was about a year and a half ago in 2023.
So this one is a premium.
This one is a premium.
This one's a premium, okay.
And the last time it was sold was about a year and a half ago in 2023.
Okay.
So of course, the price from 2023 to 2025
it's almost 2
would
years
have
ago
already moved quite a bit, about a year and a half already. Would have moved quite a bit.
Yeah.
But because the last time it was transacted was back then, there was a slight valuation issue because the valuers couldn't really value this unit accurately.
Why?
Because the last time it was transacted, they were basing off the price point and the PS around that pricing.
Yes.
Because some of the recent transactions for Riverfront Residences, most of them were the 3 bedrooms or the 2 bedrooms, where the PSF would definitely be slightly higher for slightly smaller unit. So then this was where there was a slight challenge on the valuation because a lot of the bankers or even the valuation online couldn't value it close to what the owners were looking at.
Okay.
So when we did the price analysis, the owner was looking at listing at about 2.8 million, which is still pretty fair because there are surrounding properties like Florence Residences for a 4-bedder that's listed about the same price as ours, and their 4-bedroom is a lot more compact than our layout.
Okay.
So this was where we had to do up a proper price analysis with surrounding transactions, surrounding asking to see how much this unit is really valued at in the current market with surrounding transactions because we couldn't rely on Riverfront Residences for
past
transactions anymore because it was way back already.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago, so we couldn't really use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, it's not the sellers who dictate the price. It's actually how much the market is willing to pay for the unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we always say valuation is not always the most accurate value of your home.
Correct.
So that's why sometimes valuation, it's like way above what the buyers may want to pay for your home.
Yes.
Sometimes it's way below what the buyers want to pay for your home. That's why it's always important to do up a proper pricing analysis to see, okay, if I list it at this price, I know that I'm still slightly higher than maybe the valuation, the actual valuation of what buyers see in the market. But I also kind of know that buyers are still willing to pay this price because surrounding transactions have already reflected it.
Yes.
So this is what our pricing analysis is used for.
So this is actually very important because we know what's available in the market as well.
Yeah.
As a buyer, if I'm looking to buy a condo in D19, with this budget, what can I buy? Yeah, what options can I have? If I don't have, correct, what options do I have? If I don't have any options, right, then good lah, right? If we can list any price we want, right? But the truth is not like that because there's also Florence, right? Florence is nearby, there's just TOP. So there will naturally be a lot of supply in the market.
Yes.
So what are like the objections or like the objections that you face when you were trying to sell this unit?
I think first the pricing analysis really helped to understand the USP of this home. First, what we did in the pricing analysis was to compare recent transactions and we also compared to surrounding transactions and also upcoming potential new launch prices, which may then guide, okay, in the future, if let's say I want to buy a 4-bedder, how much do I have to fork out? So this helps to kind of see, okay, how much should I price my unit at? Then we came to about 2.8 million.
Okay.
Then what we did was to also look into the floor plan analysis. Because sometimes sizes is not always the most accurate online. On paper, the size may seem like it's really big, but we want to see, okay, in terms of floor plan, how efficient is the space? So this was where we actually did the floor plan analysis between Florence, Riverfront Residences, Affinity, some of the surrounding newly TOP projects to see, okay, how is Riverfront Residences better than these other units?
Yes.
So this is how you really want to properly position this unit, because how are you going to sell a unit or product out there when you don't even know what's the USP of your home or the client's home?
Exactly.
So this was where we actually identified that, hey, for Riverfront Residences, for their 4-bedroom premium, you actually get first a private lift.
Okay.
Which the 4-bedroom compact doesn't offer. And Florence Residences, for the 4-bedroom, they also don't get private lift. And also in terms of the layout, the 4-bedroom in Florence Residences is pretty compact as compared to the 4-bedroom premium in Riverfront Residences. So for someone who's looking for space, this is probably something that's more suitable. So this was where we saw, okay, if we take a look at some of the current asking around this price point, what can buyers get? Yeah, maybe they can get something of a 4-bedroom in the area, but something of a similar layout, maybe you have to go to Affinity. But in Affinity, we realized that the asking price for a similar unit is about $2.9 to $3 million.
It's more expensive.
It's slightly more expensive. And when we actually checked the facing, it was either a ground floor unit or it was a unit that was facing towards the upcoming BTO construction.
Oh,
so this is why it's important to do our homework as an agent to be able to really guide the clients to see, hey, how much is really a competitive and sensitive price point that will not scare buyers away.
Yes.
Because during our analysis, what we found out was there was also another 4-bedroom premium listing in Riverfront Residences.
Okay.
That was asking at $3 million.
Asking at $3 million. Okay.
Which was the same price as the 5-bedroom.
Yeah, that's not very smart, right?
Yeah, so
I mean, if I'm a buyer, I'm obviously going to buy the 5-bedroom, right?
So as a buyer, I mean, it's always important to also position yourself as a buyer to see, okay, if I'm a buyer, how much would I pay for this unit? If I'm priced at this point, how much would I pay for the other unit? So there has to be a certain premium between a smaller unit to a bigger unit. If you're priced $3 million, same price as the 5-bedder, of course, buyers will generally go for the 5-bedder, and they're going to think that this seller is just setting her price. She's not a serious or motivated seller. I don't even want to bother viewing.
Yes.
Yeah, so this was where we were able to really guide the owners on the price point as well as the USP. And we knew that, I think just now we mentioned, it's a second floor unit, right?
Yeah.
So it's a second floor unit. It's facing towards the road.
It's not the river.
You get pocket views of the river if you peep through like the trees.
Yeah, okay.
So because we are on the second floor, you do get some slight river view if you actually stand on like certain parts of the balcony.
Okay.
But it's not like a very clear river view.
Right.
Because we have another condo project that was right opposite us. So it's like a pocket river view. On days when the MCSC chops the trees, you get a clearer view of the river. But on days when the trees grow, then you don't get much of a clear view of the river. Okay. So this was one of the objections that we got from the buyers.
The view, they said they don't get a river view. Yeah,
that buying the riverfront, I hope to be able to buy into a river view unit. But this one, I don't really get that. And some of the buyers felt that the road noise was too loud because it was quite an active oncoming traffic. And I remember I was sharing this feedback to the owner, and the owner said, noisy? My kids are noisier than the road. Which is true, because she said the kids are always playing in the balcony, and she said the kids are so much noisier. But it was really funny lah. So what we wanted to focus on for this unit was, because we knew that we couldn't really get like a clear view of the river, we wanted to focus on the greeneries that we get from the unit. Right. Because you're on the second floor. Yes. The good thing about the second floor is you get to see trees. Yeah. So it feels very zen. Like you can just sit in the room, and when you close the windows, it's actually really quiet. You don't really hear the traffic, but you get to see the trees. And sometimes in the day, when the road noise is not too loud, when you open up, it's actually really breezy, and you actually get to listen to the trees just moving, and when it's super zen. So that was what I focused on when the buyers came in.
Okay, so where did this buyer come from?
So very interesting. We had a few groups of buyers, mostly families, because it's a 4-bedroom premium. So this family, it was an Indonesian family. So
your relative
maybe my distant relative that I don't know. So, Indonesian family.
Yeah.
Thankfully, because
Then you speak Bahasa to them,
I was able to speak Bahasa with them.
No
and I
way,
was
really?
Yeah.
I was just kidding it.
No,
That means you
yeah.
sold the house using Bahasa.
Yeah, we built such good rapport.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on then.
This house was meant for me to sell it. So this house, this group was the first group that viewed the house.
Yeah.
Indonesian family. Kids were about 20-ish years old. And even the co-broke was also Indonesian.
Okay.
Yeah, so worked very closely with the co-broke, and I knew I could see that they were interested in the house. But at that time, they just sold their HDB. So because they just sold their HDB, they still had to wait for the document submission. They had to wait for some news from the HDB before they could commit to the house.
Yeah.
So I was following up with the buyer for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I was wondering, this buyer, I know that she likes the house. Why is it that she's not making an offer?
Because she hasn't sold the place.
She has already sold the place, just that she's waiting for pending some documents from their buyer's end to submit to HDB.
Okay.
So there was some slight delay on their end, which they didn't expect.
Yeah.
So then in between, we also had another Singaporean family that viewed and decided to make an offer for the place.
Oh.
So
the Singaporean family made an offer.
There was another Singaporean family that made an offer.
Okay.
But the offer was way lower than the owners expected.
Yeah.
Initially they made an offer about 2.5. Which was quite a low ball.
Yeah.
And then they increased to about 2.5 and finally 2.6. So 2.6 million, I wouldn't say it's a low ball. If we take a look at the past transactions, if we take a look at Riverfront Residences, low floor PSF, it was around there.
Yeah.
So that was how the buyer actually came about
value the unit
at about 2.6 because of the PSF of low floor units in Riverfront Residences, which is fair. I mean, they are sincere, just that they are also scared that they're overpaying.
Yeah.
So they were basing off the PSF from the last transactions of
low
smaller
units
unit sizes and low floor PSF.
Yeah.
So that was how they came to about 2.6.
Yeah.
Decent. So presented the owner. The owner felt that it was too low. So then we decided to focus on more buyers who could try to match the pricing closer to our asking price. And there was a slight challenge because whenever we try to ask the bankers to give us the valuation of the unit, the valuations were around the 2.6 million price range to 2.65. Some even gave 2.55 million. Because,
oh, really? Even bankers' valuation?
Yeah, because like I mentioned previously, the last transacted of a similar size was back in 2023 for a high floor in about 10 floor and above to 16 floor. So the PSF range was all around that price range. So when they factor that, hey, this is a low floor unit, they actually reduced the PSF and gave us about 2.55 to 2.6 million for the fair valuation. And this was also why the buyer actually came back with about 2.6 for the Singaporean family.
Yeah.
So then that was what we did. I mean, that was the offer that we got for the first offer that the owner decided to reject and focus on a more sincere offer or maybe an offer that's slightly higher, closer to our asking price.
Okay.
And I also want to do a good job for this owner because this owner was really invested into helping to really, be really cooperative with us, to really help us with the viewings and everything. So what this owner did was that because in sometimes newly TV projects, you have like your neighbor's chat and everything.
Yeah.
So he bought over some furnitures from some of these buyers or like sellers who's moving out, some tenants that's moving out.
Then stage his own home.
To furnish and stage the house. So before that, the house was already nicely done. Like they already had very nice furniture and the only thing they needed was to declutter. And so what they did was they actually brought in and bought some furnitures from their neighbors to stage their live lobby area, to like add in some furniture so that when the buyers come over, they feel good.
Wow, that's a lot of effort from the sellers.
Yes. Yeah. And it's not all owners are willing to do this.
Yes.
Usually they would be like, hey, can you guys
make it look good
make it look good, recommend some staging.
Yes.
So this owner, they invested on some of the furnitures.
Yeah.
And so that's why I want to do a good job for them because they are so invested.
Right?
Yeah, it's a partnership with the owners, right? So so I didn't want to disappoint. And we were doing some viewings. And some of these buyers coming in, some of them came in and were still selling their place. So some of these buyers, they were not ready buyers.
Yeah.
And I was still following up with this Indonesian family. I was like, hey, are you guys still interested? Because I understand previously we were discussing on the price and timeline. Yeah. And they seemed ready to make an offer, but I also know that they were considering another unit that was in District 19.
Okay.
So then about 1 month passed and I called in again. I said, how's the HDB submission and everything going on? So they said that they still had to wait for some documents from the buyer side that caused some delay. And then eventually they finally came back for a second viewing.
Yeah.
They came back for a second viewing. They came they came for the viewing at night, and then they came for a third viewing in the day to really try test the noise because the husband was slightly concerned on the road noise.
Right.
But eventually, they were okay with the noise.
Yeah.
And when they came for the viewing, I just focused on the layout. The layout is really something you couldn't get elsewhere. And thankfully, in between, there was another high floor unit of a Riverfront Residences unit, river facing, that sold. And this generally helped us with the valuation with the bankers.
How much did that unit sell for?
That unit sold for about 2.8 million.
Oh, wow.
And this helped us to push up the valuation of our unit.
Yeah.
Because that one had like river facing and like it was on a slightly higher floor.
Yes.
And the road wasn't as close to the unit.
Yeah.
So we had some buyers that also viewed that unit. And eventually one of the buyer offered that unit instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but eventually when this Indonesian family were ready to make a purchase, that unit was gone.
Okay.
So we were left with our unit and
the
another
$3 million
and another 4th floor unit. And there was also another unit on the ground floor that was also asking at about 2.85 million, which is higher than ours.
Oh, ground floor.
Ground floor.
Okay.
Ground floor asking higher than ours. And there was also another 4-bedder that was on a higher floor that was asking about 3 million.
Right.
So then, because I already built good rapport with the agent, I got them to come to our unit instead of focusing on like the 4th floor unit. Because I also knew that the 4th floor unit was asking way higher than what the last transacted was.
Yeah.
And the price point was really close to the 5-bedder. So this buyer was considering, this Indonesian family was also actually considering this unit or the 5-bedroom.
Oh.
Because they felt that the price point wasn't too much.
Big lah, yeah.
But they were okay with our size.
Yeah.
So built very good rapport with the agent.
Yeah.
Got them to come down for a third viewing.
Yeah.
Brought them and got them to really appreciate this unit when it's quiet in the day, when there's not much road noise. And when they open up the windows, it's actually pretty bright. You get to enjoy the serene greeneries. And then that was when they decided to come back with an offer.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice. So how did your initially what was the offer?
They initially wanted to offer about 2.65.
Okay.
And then finally 2.68.
Okay.
And then I finally pushed to about 2.7 million before I then presented to the owner.
Okay.
And then the owner asked whether or not there's still room to try push up slightly.
Yeah.
So of course there's always that risk when you go back to the buyer because they've already gone up about 50k up, right?
Yep.
They've already gone up 50k. So then every single time you go back to the buyer,
there's a risk of
there's
them.
always a risk of them walking away because they're gonna feel like, hey, I'm already increasing my offer this much. I don't know if the owner is serious. I feel like I'm overpaying because sometimes buyers are going to be talking to their friends. They're going to be talking to their agent and then they're going to think, am I overpaying? Should I just get another unit instead?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so there's always that risk. But the owner said, trust you guys. You guys can definitely do me that can do me a good job.
Yeah.
I trust you guys. And I decided to go back to the buyer.
Did the sellers give you a fixed price to try for?
They initially tried to ask for 2.75.
Yeah.
But 2.75 million, we have tried with a lot of the buyers.
Yeah.
A lot of the buyers, their price range for this unit was around 2.6 to 2.65 million because of the valuation, because of the facing, and also because of the road. So the closest chance we have to getting to their price point was with this buyer.
Yeah.
So I had to work really closely with this co-broke agent, incentivize her a little bit more with a better co-broke commission. Because the thing with co-brokes is you need to see them as our partners.
Yep.
Because they are the ones who have a good relationship with the buyers.
Correct, yeah.
And they are the ones that's going to help you bridge that gap with your sellers.
Exactly.
Yeah, so work very closely with the co-broke. Thankfully, they're Indonesians. I'm like, hey, I really want to help you guys also.
Yeah.
So this was when we decided to try to push up the price a bit more and then managed to come in with an offer at 2.73 million. And till date, actually this PSF is the average PSF for high floor units in Riverfront Residences. Low floor units are actually transacted around the 1,700 PSF range.
Right.
So this one, we actually about 1,838 PSF, which is the PSF of high floor units.
So technically speaking, you sold a
Second
low
floor.
floor unit
Yes.
at a high floor PSF. Oh, wow.
Yes.
By incentivizing your co-broke agent.
Incentivizing the co-broke agent, giving the owners constant updates,
Right.
and really showing them that you're also doing your best. Yeah, so I think that the owners did build some trust with us from there, and we've been giving them consistent updates, show them the information kit that we did.
Yeah.
So we also did up analysis to show the buyers why this unit is valued at this price. So what we did was we did a floor plan comparison. We showed them that, hey, Florence Residences, if you're going to get, this is the biggest you're going to get in 4-bedroom for
Yep.
Florence Residences. And if you're looking at Affinity is not the location that they prefer, so they're looking around that area. So if you're looking at that area, Affinity, if you're looking for a 4-bedder, you have to top up maybe another 100
200K?
100 to 200K.
Yep.
and you're going to be facing the construction or you're going to be getting a ground floor unit. So if you're looking for a similar size like this, it's either this unit or another unit for a 4-bedder that's at 3 million. If not, then you get the 5-bedder at about 3 million.
Yeah.
So then this was when the buyers really saw the value because we showed them the analysis and the potential of this unit. And there was also an upcoming mixed D that's going to be above Hougang MRT. And this may potentially push up your prices in the surrounding area as well. So showing this information to the buyer during the viewing gave them the assurance that, hey, I'm buying something of a good value.
Good value, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes buyers, when they come in, they're just going to see the layout. They may not know how much this unit is going to be priced at. They may not know what the potential of this unit is. They may not know what's the transformation around the area.
Yeah.
So it's your job as a listing agent to really show the value, not only to the co-broke, but also to the agent, and get the co-broke to convey this information to the agent.
Right.
And I mean to the buyer,
yeah.
and highlight this information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we end off, any pro tips to agents?
I think pro tips to agents is to always work very closely with co-brokes. So co-brokes are always the most important partnership in this entire deal, because when you don't work closely with your co-broke, if you don't make the co-broke feel good, they're not going to want to push the price for you. They may be pushing other listings instead of your listing.
Push other unit.
They're going to push other unit. They're not going to push your unit. So that's some pro tip for agents out there. And for owners, I think it's always, I think what we did well with this owner was to really give them constant updates and to really build trust from the beginning that, hey, I'm on the same team as you.
Yes.
And I think I was really thankful for this owner to be trusting us throughout the entire journey. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the pro tip for the viewers out there today is go and bribe your co-broke agent with rupiah.
If no rupiah, go to the currency exchange and change.
Okay, thank you for sharing with us today, Jerralyn. And if you're an owner who's looking to offload a property, or if you just need any property advice, please feel free to scan the QR code over here and our team will reach out to you. Thank you for watching another episode of our Locked In series. We hope you have benefited from it. My name is Charlie.
My name is Jerralyn.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.